Hello and welcome to Of Dice and Destiny. Today we will be exploring the aftermath of what happened at the Blackglass Writ watchtower. And before we get into that, we are going to be down one player tonight, and for the foreseeable as they are on holiday. However, that will not affect the game, our schedule, or our timings. There will be a small period towards the end of the month of May during the bank holiday weekend where we will not be having a game. So mark that one as free time for yourselves that you don't have to listen to us. Not that we're not entertaining or that we are boring or anything, but we just won't be on the air because we have a wedding to attend as guests. So, with that being said, I don't think there's any other announcements. So let's get into tonight's episode of Dice and Destiny. Jess, would you like to do the recap?
I'm being volunteered, so of course. Last week, Aura and Chris rejoined the party, and Aspen remained behind due to the severity of her injuries. The party were already inside the Blackglass Writ hideout and had dispatched the previous dispatching of a couple of guards. Obviously, it really kind of shocked Aura and Chris somewhat, I would say. We came face to face with a few mages and the assassin. Steve tried to bargain with the mage assassin, but she wasn't having any of it. But we managed to break down the door. A little fight ensued, and we basically, Varen dispatched her. Did Varen dispatch her? I believe Varen dispatched her in the end, even though we were hesitating. And we had a bit of a rummage around for some things. We found, Jess kind of bullied an escaping mage into giving her the black glass arcane focus, thinking that it could be useful and part of the way to get home. And there was a chest was circled with glowing crystals in place of the lock and a glowing door. We broke down the door. There was a fight. We took out a wizard assassin, and then Viren has been told or had heard of Dice and Destiny was a book of prophecies. So I was quite shocked that we actually had Chris had a copy of Dice and Destiny. We kind of left it there, but Verin did say that we could contact him in the future for information and coin, and Steve found a cipher key to unlock research notes, along with some obsidian powder, purple powder, and green powder. I think that's everything. I don't think I've missed anything.
Nope, I don't think you missed anything at all, so I am well and truly chuffed with your recap, and with that, we shall begin. The night has passed over at Marla's house, and for that you will get a long rest, finally. Though whether any of you truly managed to sleep well, that's another matter entirely. The Silver Lake cities do not rest quietly, as you've discovered. Even in the darker hours, there's usually something moving just beyond the walls, or a cartwheel grinding over stone, a distant bell from deeper within the city, the cough of a forge being woken maybe a bit too early. Voices in the streets below, muffled through the glass and timber, passing close enough to hear, but not clearly enough to understand. Inside Marla's home, things are a little quieter. Not exactly peaceful. You've still got those that are rummaging around early because of the forges out the back, as they're getting themselves ready for work, for the day's work. But there is a noticeable difference. The air still carries the smell of worked metal from the forge, soot, warm iron and oil, some stale bread, healing herbs, and the faint scent of old smoke clinging to clothes that have been worn through a little bit too much danger in too little time. Some of you sleep quite heavily, some of you drifting in and out, some of you simply lying still and pretending that it counts as rest. After that chase through the wheat, after the Blackglass Writ, after the poisoned blade that you suffered with, Aspen, after the strange darkness of the lamps that you resolved, Steve, after the outpost that you all conquered, shall we call it, after Londinium looming at the centre of this city like a stone heart everyone is trying not to hear beating. There is, for a few hours at least, no immediate blades at your throat. And perhaps that's what makes this silence worse. Aura wakes before any of you. Not suddenly, not with a gasp, not from some dramatic dream. She just opens her eyes, and for a while she doesn't move. She looks across the room at all of you resting as peacefully as you can, at the bandages and the bruises, the sleeping shapes of people she knew before this world, and people this world has forced into her path. She looks at the door, at the windows, at the walls, at the little signs of safety that Marla has tried to offer in a city that does not feel safe. Milo stirs beside her. Aura reaches down and rests her hand on his head. No words, just that. A hand in fur, a quiet breath, a moment where for once she does not have to explain what she is feeling to anyone. Then she sits up, carefully, quietly. She gathers her things, not all of them, not like someone leaving for good, more like someone who just needs air, a short walk, a moment from the weight of everyone else's fear pressing against her own. And she leaves a note with Marla. Simple message. No drama, not a long goodbye. Just a few words left where someone would find them. Gone for air, taking Milo, back soon. And for a while, that's all it was. A walk. The city outside is cold in the way stone gets cold when it has held too much night. The streets near Marla's are narrow, pressed in by buildings that seem to lean just a little too far over the road. Some of the lamps have been cleaned, some have been relit, some still stand dark. Their bases scratched and scarred where old magic has been cut away. Aura walks with Milo close at her heels. She doesn't intend to head towards trouble. She's just heading towards where it's quiet. Maybe a chapel, if she can find one. Maybe somewhere with little green. Maybe just a street where she can breathe without feeling like Londinium is watching from the centre of the city. Cities, however, have a way of pulling people where they need to be. Milo hears it first. A small sound from an alley ahead. Not a scream, not even a proper cry for help. Just a little broken noise. The kind of noise people make when they're trying very hard not to be heard. Milo stops beside Aura, and the alley as they're looking down it is narrow, half hidden between two leaning buildings. Crates are stacked badly along one wall, and washing hangs overhead. unmoving in the dead morning air. At first, there is nothing there. Then, Aura sees the child. Not a young child, but young enough. One of the city runners, and by the look of them, a thin coat, scuffed boots, and a message tube hanging from one shoulder. One hand clamped tight over their own mouth. The other pressed against their side where blood has soaked through the cloth. He sees Aura, and their eyes go wide, shaking their head, not in a way that's asking for help, but warning her away. Aura looks further down the alley, and that is when she sees the others. Figures moving in the dimness, two in front, one behind, another shape further back, keeping watch. Between them, clearly she can see the prisoners. 4, maybe 5 of them. Hands bound, heads lowered, one limping badly, one wearing a stained apron of the lantern workers, another with the shaved side of their head marked with a fresh bruise. Ordinary people, city people, people who were not meant to matter. And on the shoulder of one of the figures moving along with them, Aura sees the mark. The same mark that you are all so familiar with. The mark of the Blackglass Writ. Milo begins to growl. Low, with the sound rolling through the alley. The writ stop in their tracks, and one of them turns slowly. For a heartbeat, no one is speaking. An Aura steps into the alley. The first spell she casts isn't an attack. It's light. Not fierce, not blinding, not in some grand holy judgment way. Just light. Enough to show the prisoners that someone has seen them. Enough to show the writ that someone has chosen not to look away. And the light catches on wet stone, on the side of a blade, on the edge of a polished shoulder piece, on a frightened faces, and on Milo's glistening teeth as his jaws are barred and bared for all to see. One of the Blackglass Writ members looks over at Aura, then at Milo, and then back at Aura, and smiles. There she is. That's when Aura understood. Maybe this was not all planned from the start. Maybe the prisoners are genuine. Maybe the blood is real. Maybe the fear is authentic. But the moment she stepped into that alley, the trap had closed around her. The writ knew someone would come. Maybe not which one of you, but someone. Someone soft enough to care, but stubborn enough to step forward. Someone useful. What happened next happened so quickly, too fast almost for the city to properly notice. But through the use of magic and prayer from Aura, vines burst through the cracks between the cobbles, green and wild and almost wrong against the dead grey stone. One writ soldier dragged off balance, his boot caught, his shoulder slamming hard into a wall. And Milo launches forward, snapping and snarling, driving another back from the prisoners. Aura moves in closer. Forward. She gets the first prisoner and tears at the bindings around their wrist, telling them to run. They're frozen in fear, rooted harder than any spell ever could hold them. Aura shoves into her. Go! That one word does what kindness does not, and they run. The runner behind the crates bolts as well, clutching their side, stumbling, but all of them moving, and a blade cuts across Aura's arm. She barely stops, however. Another prisoner freed in a moment, and then another. Milo takes a hit that was meant for her, keeps his feet, growling through it, blood darkening the fur at his shoulder. Aura calls upon Shantae once again, and for one brief moment the alley changes. Not into something beautiful, not into a field, not even into a home, into something alive. The green light crawls through the cracks in the stone, roots split old mortar, and the air fills with the smell of rain on soil, the smell of wheat fields of turned earth, of growing things refusing to die just because they have been buried under a city. One of the writ swears. Another one shouts for restraint, not death. That's the key part of this. Not death. Restraint. The second spell lands and the world goes silent. Not quiet. Silent. Aura's prayer dies in her throat. Milo's bark vanishes before it reaches her ear, and the scrape of boots and the gasp of prisoners, the crack of magic through stone, all of it simply gone. The silence presses in like a hand over the mouth of the world. Aura turns. The last prisoner is moving, limping, but moving. The runner is gone. The others have already gotten out of the alley. And there is but one thought that runs through her head. Good. Not fear, not pain, just good. And then something strikes her hard across the side of her head. The alley tilts and the stones rush up towards her. Milo, too far away. Hands catch Aura before she fully hits the ground. They do not kill her, but they do bind her, arms behind her back, one of them crouching beside her as her vision swims. And though she cannot hear the words, she sees the shape of them on his lips. Useful quality. And then a dark cloth bag is pulled over her head, and Aura is gone. Aura is gone. Time passes. Not too much, but enough. And back at Marla's house, morning has properly begun to claw its way through the windows. Somewhere nearby a bell tolls once, twice. The house begins to stir, and there is a sound at the door. Scratching, not a knock. Scratching. Urgent, frantic, like that of an animal. Chris, you're up first and you hear it. And you have a look, you open the door, and there you see Milo, alone. Blood on his muzzle, but not all of it is Aura's, at all. One side of him is marked where a blade has caught him, shallow but ugly. His breathing is hard. He's shaking with anger more than fear. Tied into his collar is a torn strip of dark cloth. Black fabric. Same fabric as the cloaks that of the Blackglass Writ Where? And pressed into it is a smear of black glass dust and something green, crushed into the fibres like leaves under a ground boot. You also spot a folded piece of parchment, small, neat, and deliberate. When you open it, the message inside is written with a careful hand. She chose the others first. We'll see how long it lasts. Beneath those words, marked in black wax, is the sign of the Blackglass Writ. Milo pushes past the doorway. He doesn't settle. He doesn't sit. He turns his back towards the street. And he growls, facing Londinium. He growls before he settles down, moping and crying as best as a dog can. And that is where we begin tonight's episode.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
I think the DM's just stunned us all into silence.
Yeah, no, that oh, Jesus.
Crap.
All right. Go ahead.
Oh boy.
Chris is just
What do we
gonna.
do?
Chris is just gonna quietly, just kneel down beside Milo and just start, kind of patching up his wounds a bit.
Fair
I'm
enough.
just trying to comfort him and just trying to comfort him. Just letting the others make their own ways down and just thinking of how they're going to break the news.
Marla is the first to arrive into the room that's awake enough to really be spoken to. As she looks over at you. Oh. Well. Someone's missing. Not come back. She did tell me. She left a message saying that she'd be back. Went for a walk with Milo. And I see Milo, but no. Oh, shoot. Something happened to her.
Chris hands over the note, and is just like, she was taken by the Blackglass Writ. I don't. Shit.
Oh, well. Tell you what, let me go and put the pot of tea on. I think you're all gonna need it. As the rest of you begin to wake up to the news.
Chris is just basically gonna sit on the floor with Milo. Looking
Milo-
almost as forlorn as him.
Milo kind of snuggles in with you and takes some comfort from you. But he's very still. And every now and then he does look up and he growls towards Londinium, the city centre.
I know.
Oh my god. No, there we go.
Yeah, Steve at this point is also awake, slowly going downstairs. A big yawn, no idea what just went through. Morning, guys.
Well, Cyrus follows down.
And Jess will follow after Osiris.
Fair enough. As you arrive at the table where the tea and coffees and things have been laid out, well, I say coffee, it's wake nut juice, where it's all been laid out with a small selection of meats and breads. Marla looks at you all. It'll take them a couple of days to process the way they do.
Process what exactly?
She's more looking towards Chris at this point.
Okay.
At least a couple of days.
Okay. Okay. And Chris kind of walks towards the rest of them and just like, Or's been taken.
Wait, what?
What do you mean taken?
How? When?
Taken by who?
Who do you think?
Well, I can only think of one group of people that has something against us.
Yeah. Jess will swear under her breath.
You said she gave you a note. She was out just on a walk, wasn't she? Just
Yes.
last night. Yeah,
Well,
she was just
this morning.
This morning, yeah. Early hours.
Yeah.
Did in the note, did she say where she went?
No, just that she was going for a walk to see if she could find a chapel somewhere quiet where she could process her thoughts. Apparently you had a rather rough night.
She went out with
Yeah.
Milo. She went out with Milo and only Milo came back, so
Did did Milo bring anything with him from her?
And she hands you the note.
and Chris also takes out the fabric and the what was it? It was like some dust or something.
It was a piece of cloth from one of the cloaks of the Blackglass Writ that clearly has their logo embroidered into it.
Yeah.
And smudged in it is the black glass dust
Yeah.
and a green powder of something green crushed into the fibres like leaves that had been ground under a boot.
I take a look at that cloth. Maybe I can get something from it.
Maybe.
Yeah, Steve takes the cloth.
Yep.
Is it the same powder as he found back in the lab, or is it something different?
It's very similar. This one seems to be ground even finer, however.
Right. Could I make some kind of check to thoroughly to know for sure that it's the same powder?
I will allow you to do an Arcana check for this
All
one.
right.
Because you have a good idea what it is that you're looking for, I will allow you the advantage on this.
Okay. I'll need it.
Come on. First roll of the night.
15.
Let's say 15.
15, not bad. You take a look at it, and yes, indeed, you do realise that it is the black glass, but extremely fine dust that has been ground into this cloth.
This has been processed even further than the stuff we found back at the lab.
And you also realise that the green leaves that has been crushed into the fibres could only have come from something natural that wouldn't be found normally within the city. A magical
Also,
property to the leaves that are crushed into the fibers.
these leaves, they're not from the city. They're with my Arcana check. Do I also sense from some kind of magic from it?
You do. You sense that the magic has a similar and familiar aura to it that remains on it, very faint at this point. But it has a similar aura to that which you've felt when you've been around Aura when she's cast a prayer to Shantae.
This seems like holy magic, I think. If you give me 10 minutes, I can know for sure if it's holy magic.
Oh, why don't
Guys,
you
what do you
take your
think?
time with it?
All right. Steve is going to lay the. Do you mind if I draw a magic circle somewhere?
Go ahead.
All right. Thank you. Steve lays down the cloth like on the ground, like draws a with his I think it's an arcane. I think it's some kind of a arcane writing quill,
Yes.
and he starts to write down a magic circle, and he's going to cast detect magic.
As you spend the next 10 minutes focusing, meditating, and casting your spell, in the meantime, is there anything that the rest of the party would like to discuss?
So
Chris,
what's the plan? We can't just leave her with the Blackglass Writ.
Chris is going
Well,
to
we're
move
going
to
to
the
find her.
table and grab a cup of Wicknut juice with Milo just probably sitting just next to their chair or something.
Mhm.
And Chris is just like, well, I would just go in there guns blazing, but we also don't know where she is, where they are, or anything.
Hmm.
Milo, as you say this, sort of looks up, looks back towards Londinium, and gives another growl before settling down once again beside you in his usual mopey self.
They just look down at Milo and it's just like, I think Milo can probably tell that they're in Londinium somewhere, but that doesn't narrow things down. Because I don't think you're a sniffer dog, are you? And Chris just looks down at Milo.
William's growling, by the way, but it's not coming through on the microphone.
Oh, okay.
Aw, damn.
There you go.
There we go. Get him with it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think for now we should stick to the plan and get into Londinium.
Yeah.
Yes,
Londinium.
agreed. We
Cool.
have the money.
As much as I hate to leave Aura or whatever is going on, it's not going to help her if we're not going to do what we were planning to do.
And we know how badly they messed us up last time, and that was just one of them. At the
Yeah.
moment, we don't stand a chance against more than one.
Exactly.
Absolutely not. We barely made it out with our lives in the last
And even
fight.
then we got help.
True, we got massive help.
Yeah.
I think we stick to the plan, get into Londinium, speak to the tailors of
Yeah.
Cambridge as well, see if they know anything, because from
Yeah.
what I understand, they're quite suspect from what we've
Yeah.
heard. So maybe they can give us a lead.
I will keep Barnaby in the air for as long as it's possible.
I can also track if I smell anything.
And I guess Milo
Then
can
it-
come along and see if he recognizes any faces.
Yeah. And Jess agrees with Chris, and she'll pat Milo on the head and sneak him a bit of bacon from the table.
Bacon for the dog.
He sniffs at the bacon and then just lays his head on it. Can't in a state of he can't decide if he's hungry or just there's still too much anger at the loss in him to eat.
Come on, Milo. Come on, Milo. Aura wouldn't want you starving yourself. You need to be strong to find your master. Yeah? Because, if you want to help us look for her, you need to be at full strength too. And she'll give him another pat on the head, even though he probably doesn't understand a word she's saying.
He gives a small whimper before clamping his jaws around the piece of bacon, but he doesn't seem to be chewing it at this moment. He just seems to be holding it, salivating slightly. But eventually, after a couple of minutes, he comes round and swallows it down.
Good boy. And Jess will pat him on the head again.
So, for your detect magic, Steve. Steve?
Yeah.
For your detect magic, what would you like to, what precisely is it that you are looking for? And
I want to specifically to know because since the fabric was from the area itself, I want to basically I assume some magical residue would be left onto the cloth and through detect magic wanting to know what spells were cast with and around this cloth
fair enough.
to basically get a bit of an image as to what was going on, what happened.
So you see the faint aura of Shantae's divine magic around small patches of this piece of cloth. And then you see the contrasting aura of divination magic from the black glass powder that's been ground into this piece of fabric. The black glass powder seems to have been there since the conception of this cloak, compared to the fresh magic, fresh divine magic that seems to be ground in.
Alright, so other than the divination magic, there's illusion magic, you said?
Divination and divine.
Divination.
Divination
Yeah.
and divine.
Yeah. Alright, so this is definitely aura her magic, so I can't say for sure what spell, but I think she definitely fought back or something. Or at least tried to defend something or someone. And alright. Steve
Well,
is
at
going.
least she's fighting back. Sorry.
Yeah. With a sigh, Steve pockets the cloth and he will keep it around to basically see if when in Londinium, if there's any place that resembles this magical signature, Steve could get in on it, basically.
Fair enough.
Basically like a
Yep.
focus for when the area matches.
Fair enough. So at this point, Marla looks at you all and simply says, "It's one of their dogs, isn't it? That you've tamed, so to speak."
Yeah.
There's a good chance he knows where he came from. And she gives you a wink.
Maybe that could be one of the clues. Could be a clue, for sure.
Could be our starting point as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, right. If we sit around and not do anything, we're not going to get anywhere. We need to
move.
move now. Time is against
Yeah.
us with this, absolutely. We need to get into
I think
London.
we need to do.
Have
Yep. I think we need to do some investigations first as well,
Yeah.
so we know what we're going up against.
absolutely.
Agreed.
We can try and reach out to any contacts we have. DM, I don't think I do, because most of them are harbor people. I don't have any contacts close by Londinium, do I?
Not that you can recall. Most of your contacts are from various ports or harbours.
Yeah.
There may have been one or two down at docks here in Londinium, but it'd mostly be merchants for trade of whatever stock you had on board. Probably metals and ores more than anything else.
Okay, I'm going to keep that in mind. Right. First of all, where do we go again for this? Do we just go straight up to the guards at the gate and pay our way in, or
Well, we do have the money now, I think.
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. I say we just go to the guards, get in, and see from there
Remember,
where.
we're doing a delivery for Wick as well, aren't we?
Yeah.
I mean,
So then we just say we're doing a delivery, pay the fee, and then hopefully walk on in.
do we already have the merchandise for the delivery? I'm pretty sure we do. I think we got that when we spoke to them. if
Yeah,
I'm
we got the
correct.
merchandise.
Yeah, okay, we got the merchandise. Cool.
What was the merchandise again? Remind me for my notes.
It was
Roll
something explosive.
Yeah, it was
roll
explosive.
an intelligence check for me, please, Jess.
Me?
Yes.
Oh God. Intelligence. Check. Where is it? Oh, behave. Come on, roll. Thank you. 12.
Well,
Yeah, you're more than aware that you have the package, that it is a brown, oily, but solid and powdery substance that is potentially slightly volatile.
Ah, yes, thank you. One package, one volatile package.
Well,
a
it's
package of nitroglycerin.
pretty much, only it's a little bit more stable than that. So it
For
take
now.
it it is slightly volatile, but it's been designed as you recall, it's been designed in such a way that it can be used in place of an oil in a lamp. So although it could potentially be volatile, it's not going to go up with a huge bang. It's more likely to explode into a small amount of flame in the contained vicinity of this substance rather than a big bang.
Did we get a name for the contact in Londinium?
Yes, we did, I think.
Let me go through my notes. Bear with me.
I'm fairly certain we did, out of character.
I'm fairly certain you did.
It'd be really funny if we didn't, and we'd have to go back right now just to get the actual contact name.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain you got a name.
Carry on talking amongst yourselves. I'm just looking.
Oh yes, has Aspen come down yet? But after the poison.
Aspen has now fully recovered from the poison, yes.
Okay.
Whether she's come down from the room or not is a different story.
Yeah, I would imagine I've followed everyone else down and probably I think Aspen is a quieter person in the morning, just kind of just like sticking to the walls listening to everyone. But I'm here.
Okay.
I have the name. It's Lord Whitestaff.
Okay.
You'd also find in your notes that you weren't to go through the main gate with this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sugar. Did I actually write that down? That's the question.
I forgot about that. We're not supposed to go the right way. Oh, no.
I did not write that down.
I feel it's something that your characters would know instinctively.
Found it. Darkness leads to the city gates of Londinium, rooms of a smuggler's tunnel. Guards aware, but something legitimate. Oh, they let legitimate smugglers through with a 250 gold piece bribe. So we need to find the smuggler's tunnel.
Smuggler's tunnel.
It's you.
We can ask the lanterns who told us this before. Where tunnels? I don't think we actually went to go look for the tunnel.
No, you didn't.
We haven't yet.
All right,
It was
we can-
Wickhand that told us about that.
Let's go ask Wickhand where the tunnel is exactly. Pay the fine,
Yeah.
get in, and continue on from there.
Sounds
I
like a
think
plan
it's
to me.
fine if it's described as a bribe.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Let's just call it a fee for we didn't see you. You didn't see us, we didn't see you.
well-interested parties.
As you gather your things and what remains of Aura's things that has been left behind, her travel pack for the most part, you step out onto the streets, which is noisy with the sounds of cartwheels going past and the main roads, the sounds of people chattering, the sounds of forges clambering with their and striking metal, the various calls and barters of various market traders as you continue to walk through on your way up towards where the lantern rights stay for the most part, where their office, as it were, is. As you're walking, I would like you to roll a perception check for me, those that are keeping an eye open.
Can I also make a perception check for Barnaby since he's with me?
Yes, you can.
Would
I'll
discount.
roll mine
But
first.
but I will say you are not tuned into Barnaby, so
Yeah, I'm not watching through Barnaby's eyes. But more like since I can telepathically speak with Barnaby.
yes.
Yeah. Perception.
That
What's his
would be an
perception?
8.
18.
Oh, Barnaby has perception. Advantage on perception. Right. Give me 1 second. Should I just
Oh,
do
gaming.
perception +3 here? Let's say.
Some very good,
Ooh.
some very, very good rolls.
Yeah.
Jess, you're slightly distracted, unfortunately, by the shinies in the various market stalls to really notice it.
Fair enough.
Aspen, although you're alert and keeping your eyes peeled, you're more distracted by the fact that you're trying to keep Jess up with the rest of the party. But you do spot a couple of things en route which might be of note. A couple of the scratched lampposts. And, the sort of thing that you were dealing with on the way back home that night after you were poisoned.
Mhm.
For the rest of you that have rolled above a 15, you spot, well, more to the point, Steve and Steve's owl. You both spot it almost at the same time. A small patch that looks slightly disturbed with what looks to be a leaf that is crumbling before your very eyes between the cracks of 2 cobblestones leading down a small alley. You are approximately halfway in your journey between where the lantern rights are and where you are, where Marla's is. Somewhere around here, where I've just drawn the black box on the map. If you can see that.
Yeah.
Map.
But you spot it. And it's got that same feel as the residual energy from the divine magic that you felt on that slip of cloak.
Guys,
You.
I sense the same divine holy magic from the cloth. I think this is where Aura definitely went.
How do you know?
Well, I can. It's hard to explain, but I can basically sense traces amounts of magic, and since I have a piece of cloth where there is residue, I can pretty. Go ahead.
It's a bit more than just that, though, isn't it? As
Yeah.
you look down, you see Milo cowering slightly. You see him reacting to the alleyway.
Steve.
And you see him growl. And then a loud bark. Just the one.
Yeah. Steve kneels down to Milo. He scratches him behind the ear and says, "This is where it happened, didn't it?"
William growled.
Okay.
Not coming through.
I'm
translator Jess.
Loving the neuro.
I'm trying to growl loud enough that it picks me up. I do apologise if it's not coming through. I'll try and add it in post.
With a soundboard.
Oh dear. But yes, it does seem that this is the alley. For the rest of you that are not quite 19s on their rolls, but 18s and the 15. Sorry, the two 18s from Chris and Osiris. You spot something else. You spot, instead of the crumbling, fading green leaf on the floor between the cobblestones, you spot a small, faint whiff of something natural, like old soil that's been soaked. Similar to what you would expect on a farm after a heavy night of rain on a freshly ploughed field.
Right.
Something that doesn't belong in the city. But it's a smell that lingers that you both notice.
Let's go
Check it out while we're on the way. Anyways.
As you enter the alley, you see the badly stacked crates at the back, some of which are now broken and scattered on the floor with various bits of rotten fruit laying around. And you look down towards the other end of the alley and you see that there is quite clearly signs of something erupting from the ground. You see the signs of the cracked road, the cracked cobblestones in the alley that have been pushed up and out to one side, and you see various other smaller signs of maybe is that a weapon scratch on the wall where it's hit. You see a patch of blood, possibly where Milo's bitten into something, and you see Milo at Chris's heels, sniffing around. And he just lies down in one spot and flomps on his side, giving a soft whimper as he does so.
I am going to lean down to Milo. Milo, can you show me where you bit someone? One of the people who attacked. Is there any blood anywhere from them?
I would like you to roll me investigation checks if you're searching the alley. Milo will happily lead you to the pool of blood.
Well, I'm looking for the pool of blood.
Yeah.
For someone else's blood that's not Aura's or the dog's, so I can remember it if I smell it again.
Of course you are.
Chris is just thinking, and
Perks of being a werewolf.
Chris is just like, if we want to get more information out of Milo, should I talk to Milo, as in like do that thing where I can talk to animals,
I mean, you can certainly try.
or would that
Yeah.
not be very helpful?
You never know, it might help.
He is pretty
True.
expressive. I don't know.
Try it. Let's see what happens.
Chris would just nod and I will yeah, Chris basically I don't know how to describe casting Speak with Animals, but they're gonna cast Speak with Animals.
You
Oh, I
immediately,
knew it.
upon
Okay.
casting, realise what Milo is whimpering about at this moment as he lays there on the floor. He's trying to tell you in his own way that this was the spot where Aura fell and was taken. Right where he is laying.
Chris leans down and she's like, "Oh, buddy." And Chris would turn to the others and it's just like, this is where she basically just, she was actively taken, like, right here. She
fell.
fell down here.
She fell here. And then he gets up knowing that you can understand him now. And he can understand you. And he walks over. Here she started praying. Before no sound. Cut her prayers in half. My bark never reached. Not heard. There. And he walks over to where the pool of blood is. Here I bit bad man. Leg. Ripped skin. Chunks. Horrible meat. There. Prisoners. Ran. She freed. She freed the others first. She saved them. People. Ordinary.
But she didn't save herself.
She couldn't save herself. As you're looking around, you notice that there is a small child that has come to the alley with what appears to be a messenger tube around one of his shoulders. As he approaches the alley, he stops, seeing you all there. Oh, sorry, I'll take another route.
Wait, hold on. Milo, have you seen this kid?
He walks up, gives him a sniff. Boy behind crate. Runner? Yes.
Okay. Kid, hold on just a second.
Huh? Yeah? What?
Were you here, like, out, like, a few hours ago, just in the early hours?
You see, as you say this, the colour literally drain from his face. He wants to hide it, but he can't. It's obvious. And he just quietly nods his head.
You're not in trouble or anything.
Slight sense of relief.
I think we want to know what happened from your point of view, because at the moment we just have our dogs. And Chris ruffles Milo on the head, just telling him he did a good job.
Well, all I can say is she could have run, but she didn't. She made us run instead. I left something behind, not realizing I've just come to try and retrieve it. A message that I'm supposed to deliver. But she made us run. She could have run herself, but didn't. I even warned her not to come in. I shook my head. But she freed him. She freed us all.
He
But
does stuff like that.
she made us run instead. She made a choice to save us.
Who was she saving you from?
Nasty. The Writ. The nasty ones from Londinium.
What do you know about them?
There's only 2 rules that they really want anyone to follow, and that's obey them and silence. Terrified of them.
Is the whole city afraid of them?
Only those that aren't much worth to the city. Those that don't have the freedom that those of a more noble nature have. If you're not part of the if you're not part of Londinium and you don't have the money, they don't care who you are. If they need workers, they'll just snatch you, keep you as a prisoner, break you, and then make you work. Whatever dangerous experiments or whatever it is that they do in there. Whether it's a sweatshop, I've heard so many different things. Sweatshops and dangerous experiments that they do on people. All in the name of science and progress. Because whatever they're doing, it ain't magic in a normal sense, so they gave it a new name. They called it science instead. A bit like alchemy, but more methodical. And not with herbs, but with rocks and things. And metals instead of herbs and spices and liquids and solutions. It's for the alchemical side of potions and what have you. It's metals, it's rocks, it's ores, it's and they experiment with it on people. That's what I've heard. How much is true? I don't know.
Thanks for telling us that.
As you look around, as you say that, you do spot indeed a small slip of paper amongst the broken crates.
I'll pick it up.
Ah, is that my Is that the message I need to deliver?
I'll just hand that over.
He takes it and takes one look at it. Yes, yes. Thank God, that's the one with the seal on it that I need. Oh,
Did I get a glance at the letter and what was in it?
you would have gotten a glance at the seal that was sealing it shut, folded in half. And you would have noticed that it wasn't a familiar seal that you've seen. It wasn't like one of the big major, like whether it was the goldsmiths or the lantern rights or the Blackglass Writ. It wasn't any of those. But it seemed important enough as a seal on this message that it could have held some importance. It's shaped like a maple leaf in the wax seal. That's the closest you can put it to. Thank you.
Not a problem.
I'm gonna go now. I'm sorry. I don't want to be in this alley any longer than I need to. And he turns and begins to run along the main road, clutching the message that is for wherever it needs to be delivered to. What are you all doing?
Human experimentation.
That doesn't
Sound
sound very
awful.
good. I was
And
about
on
to
the
say,
poor as well.
Sounds horrible.
Sounds like we're eventually going to need to take them out. Or alert the guards. Mind you, maybe the guards are blimmin' involved.
I don't think. Yeah, no. I think the guards are going to be involved. I mean, we saw before at the other city how some of them were dressed in guards' clothes and tried to.
Osiris,
Yeah.
would it be worth getting a message to Ironstead and seeing if what's the name?
Backup?
Sorry, I'm trying to find it.
You want backup?
Yeah, wow. See if they know anything.
Be right
Let's
back.
find the names.
I can write a message to them with
They know anything?
expedient. If they know anything, I mean, still have a few favors.
Maybe we can ask them for
They
or
would
you
be-
could ask them for a favor.
Oh, that actually does remind me. I do need to contact them anyways, because I need them to send the money that was for my job here. We all left in a very big hurry.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. It all comes together, guys. It all comes together.
Always does.
Always does, especially in D&D. It always comes back to bite you in the ass. But yeah, no, I can absolutely send a letter and ask a few favors. I can even try and ask for if they have any people that they can send in case we need help. If they have anyone willing to.
speaking of letters, how do you guys send like letters over to from person to person?
DM it's actually just normal writing letters.
Yep, normal writing letters
Yep.
and handing it to a messenger and praying it gets there in one piece.
Is there a messenger by bird by any chance? If I, by
There
my
are
sense of knowledge.
there would be such things as carrier pigeons and what have you, but there are also slightly more reliable wagon convoys that might be heading out of town to wherever the letter needs to go. There might be a runner that has to make a delivery. But normally, the most common means of sending letters from one town to another is looking at where the merchant convoys are heading. From your experience, that tends to be the most reliable, as they tend to be the most guarded.
Okay, how about this? Because we're on a time clock here. I split off. I'll go write a letter. Ask
I
for
could
help.
also send Barnaby.
How far away approximately is it from here to Ironstead?
I mean,
Like
it
in
took.
miles.
Considering the average. Sorry?
No, I was saying, wasn't it about 2 days
It was more than that.
on foot?
There's a lot more.
It was a lot more than that.
It was a
I was
week.
also going to ask Chris, since we're wanted, would it be worth magically sealing the letter so only the recipient can open it?
So,
If that's a thing you can do.
so travelling at a normal pace, that's 24 miles per day for 8 hours journey, whilst a fast pace would get you 30 miles and a slow pace is 18. You travelled for 4.5 days at a normal pace overall on average. So you would have travelled 24, 48, 48, 66, 84, if
Yeah,
my math is
84.
correct. 84 miles on foot.
Yeah, no, around there. I think, yeah.
Cool. Honestly, I mean, we could seal the letter. I don't think we might need Barnaby in case we find ourselves in a situation. And if you just pop Barnaby away, that's the letter gone, and he'll have to restart that journey. So it's probably better to just send it by normal means, which is carry.
Yeah, that's fair. My thought process was okay. Barnaby is my familiar. He's reliable. It's a safely certain that the message would arrive. That was my thought process. But I trust in however you think it's the best way to do this because, to be frank, I have no idea about this system.
All right. You guys go to the lantern, right? I'll go to the post office. Let's call it.
I could enchant the letter with a alarm spell, so only the recipients would open it.
The alarm spell would fall out of range, and
Okay.
it wouldn't work.
Okay. Fair enough. Never mind. I can't do that apparently.
But if you wanted to, you could send it on Barnaby. Barnaby could make the journey and back again. However, you would be out of telepathic contact,
Yeah,
and
I figured. I can't use him for anything.
You wouldn't be able to use him for at least 2 days.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just 2 days. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like 4 days. We could actually just send it with Barnaby. If you want to.
I mean, I am totally down for it.
I'm going what you feel comfortable. This is your familiar. If you want to send it with Barnaby, I'll happily write a letter right now.
Well,
Tape it to Barnaby and go. Like,
it, however, does mean we have no eye in the sky, basically.
We'll just have to rely on our own eyes.
Yeah. But if you think we should use it through the system that's more normally used, I'm fine with that.
They might catch on to it
My
actually.
yeah,
Oh
my
no.
my what I worry about is that the message would be
Caught.
intercepted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with Barnaby, I can tell him a command to follow, and he will follow it to the letter.
Okay. Okay, let's send it through Barnaby because that's probably the most safest
Yeah, agreed.
way to do it. Because if they're already posing as guards and in the guard system, I wouldn't be surprised if they were in the post offices
Yeah.
capturing, intercepting these things and reading them. All right, I'm just gonna take my bag, pull out a piece of paper, and start writing. Okay, so what specifically do we want? Assistance. And what else?
Information if they know anything about the Blackglass Writ, and assistance if possible.
Okay, and I'm going to write a letter addressed to I forgot his name already. I'm so sorry, Mel.
I'm
The
looking. Hang on.
personal serving under, which what
Thorn.
Braca Thorn, in which he would obviously remember, which is my handwriting, which is neat but not the neatest.
Yes.
And I'm going to put in. We have a situation with the Blackglass Writs. This message is coming through Bird because we feel this is the safest way to do this. We need assistance. We need information. Also, you sent the page to my house. I haven't been in my house in about, like, let's say 2 weeks approximately. Could you send it to Londinium if that were possible? As a very thankful, but we need help. If you have anyone you can send to help us, that would be gracefully appreciated. This is a matter of life and death.
Probably should get it sent to Eldemir, or is it Cinderfall, where we're staying with Marla, because Londinium is heavily fortified, and
That's
we
true.
don't know if we're going to get a place to stay there.
Send it to, and I put down Marla's address.
Yeah.
And there's a lovely lady there called Marla. She will help and tell you about us and what we're doing. Thank you, regards, Osiris. Seal the envelope very tight, very tight, and wait for Barnaby to appear so I can rope that letter around this goddamn bird.
The owl swoops down as Steve
Barnaby is.
calls.
I'd say Barnaby is actually on Steve's shoulder.
Okay, fair enough.
This letter has to be sent, so please tell Barnaby to never drop this thing.
All right. Steve telepathically says to Barnaby, I want you to send this message to Aren't that to who am I sending it to?
Braca Thorn.
Braca Thorn. It's important to not drop this message and get there as fast as possible while not overexerting yourself.
I'm also going to give a description of what Braca Thorn looks like again, so he can say that to the bird.
Yeah, I will say the description telepathically.
Cool.
And once you are back within the reach for us to telepathically communicate, tell me that you're back.
You get a sense that he understood your message
Mm-hmm.
and your instruction, and he grips the note in his beak and kicks off of your shoulder, scratching it slightly as he does so. But he kicks off and he starts flying in the direction of Ironstead. And very quickly he is out of range.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Barnaby got the message.
okay, wonderful. That's one thing set up in motion. Oh God, we're so deep in this, guys. It's fine. Let's keep
Well,
on.
at least we got a safe way to send messages.
That's true. I do want to test that out, actually, if they are in the post office. I do want to test this out. Not now, but I will send a message later on. Because I'm genuinely curious.
Fair enough. You continue, all of you, on your journey to the Lantern Rites courtyard, which, if you remember, I will do it in yellow,
Yes,
was
please.
up this way. You continue on your journey, eventually arriving at the courtyard, which, now that it's the middle of the day, near enough, you can see it's hustling and bustling. There's a couple of small sort of sandwich cafe type little bars that have opened up at one end. You've got the Lantern Rites, and their doors are wide open as they're looking like they're fixing and repairing old lanterns and street lamps, getting them prepped and cleaned. You spot on the other side of the courtyard, you spot another sort of smithy that's sitting opposite, but this smithy seems to be more inclined to creating long poles rather than anything else. Probably because their biggest sense of business would be the lampposts themselves. As you enter this courtyard, which, as you know, only really has the one entrance and exit to and from it, you do spot the Wick Hand standing there giving instructions to various people around in the courtyard. But it is busy. Hello?
Yeah, we're
Hey, we shall. Shall we just approach the weekend? Might as well.
Mhm.
Fuck it. Here we go. Approach the weekend.
Oh, you're back, are you? Right. It's good to see some friendly faces around here for once. Not that my lot ain't friendly. Just my lot are slacking off again. Get back to it. Come, friends. Let's go take a seat over there and have a chat, shall we? Take it you got the coin for the lampposts that you did. We did have someone run and verify that you'd fixed them, by the way.
Yes, we've got the coin.
Mhm.
Awesome. Right.
yeah, Steve hands out shows the coin purse where it's in.
I don't need to see it. I know what it looks like. It's all coin at the end of the day. Ah, well. So, what brings you back to the yard?
Well, we do need information on where the actual tunnel is
All
to get
right.
into.
Right, I gotcha. Okay. Well, in that case, then, and he gives you a description where the wall of Londinium sits, that there is a alley that runs around the edge of the outer wall on the west side of the city. And he says, but the grate underneath isn't there. It's actually further down. So further back from that alley is about 2 streets over, and it just looks like a normal grate over a hole in the road. Most people tend to ignore it, and most carts don't even go down that way because more often than not they get their wheels trapped in the grate. So it's a bit like one of them cattle grates, only it goes the wrong way. So when carts try and pass over it, they get stuck. Anywho, it's an old smuggling tunnel that used to be used, and has since they've been locked down a bit more recently, has been gaining popularity once more.
Anything else we should know? Anything to watch out for?
Oh, hi. Don't piss the guard off that's in there. He'll still be on the books. Without a doubt, he'll still be on the books, but the ones that get posted down there have often have a bit of a nasty temperament to them. However, with the right amount of coin, you should get through without question. Take it you got the package with you for when you go.
We have.
Yep.
And you know where that's going to, don't you?
Lord. Bear with me. Sorry.
We look at Jess.
Yes, we do. So guys, I'm just trying to find my notes page. It's Lord Whitestaff.
Aye, that's right, Lord Whitestaff. Although he tends to be moving about every so often in the city, so I'm not sure where he'll be. But when you get over there, if there's anyone that will know, well, the local tailors normally patch up the noble's clothes. Tailors Cambridge. If anyone can give you direction, it'll be them. But might cost you a couple of coin. Just bear that in mind.
I think we might have more to offer them than coin, to be honest.
Aye.
Yeah.
Fair enough. If you have more to offer them than coin, yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll accept the deal. So, is there anything else I can help you with?
They've taken our friend.
Oh, shit. And he looks around at the group and looks up at Aspen. You're talking about Aura, aren't you? She's the one I haven't met yet. As it happens, I don't think I've met you either, as he looks over at you, Chris.
No, I
Chris?
don't believe so.
This is Wickhand.
Aye, Wickhand. Chris, good to meet you. You, yeah, and he looks up at Aspen. You still make me laugh. The tallest, largest, beefiest woman I've ever laid my eyes on, and you're as silent as anything.
I'm listening.
Hey,
I'm paying attention.
when a woman listens, every man stands still. We don't like what
Chris
follows.
just raises an eyebrow slightly.
Oh no.
Well, we don't like what
Jess.
follows.
Jess will just look.
Hey, look, wherever you've come from, maybe you got different traditions around here, but if, in my experience with my wife, if she's silent, I'd better not say anything. I'm probably in trouble. And he gives off a hearty chuckle.
Oh no.
That's probably very wise of you.
Fair comment. Well, anywho, back to it. Someone's got to feed the wife and kids.
If you hear anything about our friend, will you get a message to us?
I can drop a message either at, where was it you were staying? Marla's.
Marla's.
Yeah.
I can get a message dropped off at Marla's for you, or if you feel like you can trust them, I can get it dropped off at the Tailors of Cambridge. I'm sure they'll be happy. They've taken messages from me before for people. It's not a problem.
We'll test the waters on that one.
Yeah, Marla's would be the safest option for now, I think.
Fair enough. I'll drop it off at Marla's if there's any messages for you then. You do know our runners can normally pretty good at getting through into Londinium at the moment. Apparently they've discovered a new routine which is on the east side of town, but well, after the commotion that I heard about, and I've got very little in the way of doubts that it wasn't you lot. Let's just say I don't think going that route on the east side of town would be wise, because that tends to be more affluent and more heavily guarded. But there is that option there if you want to try and follow the runner's routes, but I recommend going in on the tunnel on the west side and just paying the fee.
That's the plan.
Yep.
Wonderful. Right, well, I'm going to get back to work, but whatever you lot are up to, stay safe, yeah? And for the love of God, be it Shantae or whoever, I hope you get your friend back.
We appreciate it.
And he stands up and
Thank you.
starts to walk away. You're welcome. Come back anytime. And he looks over at you, Jess. Still interested in learning how that lamp works?
That's a secret for me to keep for now, but if we survive this, maybe I can make a deal with you to show you.
He smiles and carries on walking. So, with the information on how to get into the city and the party now back together and sitting in this courtyard, what are you doing?
So, west side, look for that alley, two roads over, and find the cattle grid, and jump right in. Be nice to the guard, pay him off, and he hasn't seen a thing. Head to the Tailors of Cambridge, and then I guess go from there. find this dude, Lord, whatever his name was, and hand the package over and see if we can get some more information.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds like a plan to me.
Mm.
I think it's the only plan we've got.
So it's not really
True,
much else
true.
we can do.
So then, I guess we should go do it. Let's be off.
Yeah.
As you head off out of the courtyard, following the trail and the path that you were given to the west side of the city, you do eventually come across a couple of roads that have random cattle grids on them, but only one of them seems to be the appropriate one based on directions you were given. Lifting the grate, looking around, making sure no one's watching. The roads are empty at this point. The alleyways are clear. No one seems to be watching unless you want to make a perception check.
Can I go stealthy, please?
You can indeed. Roll me a stealth check then.
Would love to make
For
a
a rogue,
perception
my
check.
stealth is terrible.
No, you
Well,
got
that
this. You got
failed
this. You got this.
miserably.
Oh,
How is
No,
your
I ain't got
stealth
this.
terrible?
Cool.
As your
Because
stealth is terrible as a rogue.
I went for mastermind, so I put my stats into intelligence and dexterity and
Nice.
wisdom.
where is my perception?
I can't see.
Oh.
I'm blind, apparently.
Blind.
7.
Okay.
I almost
Oh, are
did
you doing
deception.
perceptions?
Perception.
Ooh, there we go, 21.
Ooh.
Okay.
Perceptions.
For those that rolled above a 16, you spot a couple of curtain twitchers at various points on your journey, and when you're in this alley, you do spot one curtain twitcher in particular who seems to have more elderly features, like an old lady just in the window peeking out at what's going on, the nosy neighbour type.
Oh no.
But there's no comments, there's no shouts, there's no words of discouragement or anything that comes your way as you lift the grate and you make your way into the tunnel. It's cold.
As I'm doing that, I'll turn. Oh, sorry. I was going to say
Carry
I'll
on.
turn to the old lady, curtain twitcher, smile and wave.
The curtain quickly closes. The tunnel is cold and damp underfoot, and the walls, there is a hint of mould on either side as you are walking through. It is unfortunately single file to begin with, but it does widen out after about 50, maybe 60 feet. As you enter into the slightly wider section, you see ahead of you a torchlight about halfway. And as you're walking through the tunnel, for those that are inclined to look at the rock face, you notice a subtle change in the pattern of the rocks, turning from the clay to a more deeper limestone. And then suddenly that torch is upon you. And as you're looking around, you spot the guard maybe 30 feet further on up, sitting on the chair. Hat pulled over his eyes and a book across his nose. And then you hear it, a loud rumble echoing down this corridor. A snore coming from the guard. What are you doing?
He's asleep. Oh no. Hmm.
Is this the guy we need to pay to get through?
You assume so. It's the only one down here.
I think this is a moral question of do we wake him up or do we leave?
Well, it would save us money.
I
It
think
will
we need
put us
to.
in.
Yes. Well, what's stopping waking up when we walk past? Just maybe
Why don't
drop the
we?
coin pouch on his lap.
Why don't we try and sneak past? And if he wakes up and catches us, we'll just be like, "Oh, we were just gonna leave the money here. We didn't want to disturb your sleep." And then we're covered, right? And then we can give
This
him
is
the
a
money if he wakes
terrible
up.
idea.
Okay, hold on. I don't think we should do any of this because
If he wakes up, he is going to beat us to hell.
No, if he wakes up,
Yeah.
we'll just say, "Oh, we're so sorry, you were
gonna kick us
sleeping. We didn't
out."
want to wake you up," and then we'll give him the money.
He's
Are
going
you-
to out.
Are you having this conversation in the tunnel, by the way?
No.
In
Yes.
our minds.
I mean, I'd argue yes. I mean, for the purposes of, podcast and live stream, I'm speaking at a normal volume. I'd like to think that Aspen is whispering.
Fair enough.
Stage
What-
whispering, if you will.
Yes, I get you.
Guys, I think we should just wake him and pay him.
It's no
It's
fun.
250 gold.
If he catches us, he can easily boot us out, and that will be our one chance gone.
There
Well,
are
it's
still
only-
opportunities to make more money in the future, I'm sure. This place seems to be the perfect place to make coin. We could just contact Viren and say, hey, we need more money.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But we could
To be
have
fair,
money
Vern
now.
almost killed us. No! Don't do this!
Here's the thing, who's going to take the lead?
You can take the lead. You've just volunteered.
Apparently I did.
You are now in charge of this.
All right. Steve walks up to the guard.
Yep.
He gently nudges him to try to wake him up.
Mike, what do you want? Could hear you muttering halfway down the tunnel.
Yeah, sorry about that. Well, we wanted passage through this tunnel,
Yeah, of course you do. So does everyone.
and we got the means to enter. If you know what I mean.
Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. It's not my best stat, but we'll see.
Someone's cringe.
Can I
It's
help?
great.
Can I help?
13?
Can I help, please?
How are you helping?
We got this information from a friend of who wants us to deliver something.
That's a statement. How are you helping?
I'm trying to convince him that we are actually trying to.
Okay, fair enough. I will let you have the standard roll on this one, which was what was your persuasion roll?
A 13.
I'm interested. What you offering?
Steve takes the pouch of gold and takes out 250 gold.
Could have left it in the pouch for me.
Yeah, true, but some of it is my own gold, to be fair.
I doubt it's more than 250. I could use a new pouch for my coin.
Well, I could take out my own gold and give you the pouch then.
I'd appreciate that.
Sure. Steve empties the gold pouch and hands him the pouch.
And the coin.
Oh, you wanted the coin to? Sorry, he didn't specify. He hands him the 250 gold.
I've been here long enough, and I'm old enough to be wise enough to know what to say and what not to say and when. And I think you'll find that when you're trying to do this sort of thing, you don't want to be smart. Understand? Now be off with ya.
Loud and clear. And Steve walks off with the rest of the group.
You look like trouble, as he looks up at Aspen. Don't go causing no problems in this part of town, that's all I ask. Don't take too kindly to barbarians that ain't got manners. Get me?
I have plenty of manners. I think I'll be okay, but thanks.
And he gives you a grimacing snarl of, yeah, sure. All you barbarians are all the same type attitude. Before he lolls himself back into the chair and pulls his helmet over his eyes once again.
Also, out of character, I just had to, you know.
I know.
The attempt had to be
Sneaking
made.
past was just, absolutely not. But give him just a pouch. It's perfectly
You
fine.
wanted the couch.
I gave him what he asked for.
You also give him a pound. So, I mean,
Yep. You did. And he's aware of those smart tricks. So,
oh no.
Which is totally fair.
as you continue on down the tunnel, you find yourself at the bottom of a set of stairs that leads upwards into what appears to be a walled garden of sorts. Grass is green. There's a couple of fresh bushes of rose bushes here and there dotted about. And the walls here seem to be about 7-8 foot high. And as you reach the surface, you realise that there is a door in front of you. And these sort of arches, although slightly open, have like a half wall cover. And it's made to look like a mausoleum entrance of sorts to essentially deter people from going in more than anything. But you step out into this walled garden and catch your breath, the fresh air once more. Less muggy in this part of town, it seems. And yes, if you want to, you have a chance now to stop and smell the roses. But here you are, in the first layer ring of Londinium. And it is here that we are going to end tonight's session. So I'm going to say thank you all for watching, thank you all for listening, and let's see what the party get up to next time in Londinium. Bye!
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.